research to talk about the rise of voice within Publicis media. We've conducted some research recently called The Rise of Voice, and it's really that human insight into the voice user and the content experience. I'll tell you a little bit about how we did it, what we did. And so this kind of finishes us off as 3 different perspectives within AI and all the possibilities for marketers. And as we all know, as people with these types of devices, voice represents the next logical step. It's just so natural. We're not interacting with the touchpad or the keyboard, and it creates lots of opportunity for tech to move more into the background of our daily lives and reduce our reliance on screens and shift us to that zero interface type of computing virtual reality. So we conducted some research purposefully to move away because there's a lot of marketplace penetration and usage stats, and we really wanted to have a human approach and a deep dive into the user experience of voice assistants in the home and the car. It's true, the Amazon devices will fit in your cup holder quite nicely. So we had a 3-pronged approach on this. We did some mobile ethnographies. We spent 4 months with 70 highly engaged voice assistant users in the US and UK for a deeper understanding of their experience in the home and the car. We worked with Over the Shoulder, which is a global mobile ethno provider, and we gave the panelists missions each week to go off and complete and report back, or to check out different skills and to review the experience. We also did some biometric work. We conducted biometrics with 152 US participants to get a brand impact and body response. We worked with the media sciences labs with that, and we were comparing voice assistants like Alexa to native mobile and TV experiences across 7 different brand categories, because we wanted to get a little sense of how might we start to talk with clients about decreasing the risk associated with having branded experiences on these types of platforms versus their more traditional investments with TV. I have a slide in there about the 2-cell approach that we used to measure the uplift, which you can look at again later. And then the NLP analysis we used with the QUID NLP algorithm to identify usage and attitude themes. We analyzed over 20,000 reviews of smart speakers, specifically consumer reviews from Amazon and Best Buy. And so we were able to identify further usage and attitude themes. So that's a bit about the methodology, and I'm happy to talk more with anyone who wants to go deeper. We learned a ton. We just learned a lot, specifically clustered into these areas of momentum and impact, content experience, and user experience. I'm going to take you through the 2 momentum and impact learnings very quickly. And then all this research will be posted on the ICOM website for those 2 in particular. But again, anyone who wants to talk more about any of this, I'm happy to have discussions. This type of research has a bit of a shelf life, so we'd like to have more people look at this and talk about what it really means to advertisers. So one of the first learnings was that being a new entrant can pack a memory punch. And obviously the magnitude of effects could be part novelty, but what we found was in comparison to those who were only exposed with the TV, there was a significant lift in the unaided brand recall of 2 times the effect compared with TV, and it was on par with the experiences that consumers had with the native mobile or just talking to something like Siri. And so that looks promising, and there's potential good uplift. The other interesting thing was that it did correlate with a higher electrodermal or sweat response among the users, suggesting a more active and alert state, which is also interesting when we think about the problems with passive reception of branded content on other platforms. And there's also, we have verbatims as well as some quant responses around the hands-free benefit of those smart speakers that could potentially increase the value of the contextual information, like if you have a stain on a piece of laundry and need help with problem solving while you're doing your laundry, Alexa can help. And so there actually was also then another finding that's worth noting is that most users did have an extremely low awareness of the experience of any brand, and especially even within our study pervasively, the discovery mode is not something that consumers are innately motivated to do, and so the chance to find voice apps that are developed decreases over time, and something that advertisers need to think about, marketers. And so the implication from this is these are things we're sharing and discussing with our clients in different work sessions, but to dial up content to stimulate the in-moment category connections that could be happening in home and home-based categories. The importance of setting up utility and enjoyment goals for content creation, which don't always get captured in creative pre-testing, so that's a new challenge. And then building discovery strategies to raise the awareness of what content and what experiences are out there for people to experience. Second, in this realm of impact and momentum is how important it is for marketers to be bracing and the platform to be bracing for a brand invasion. Obviously, the ad models are unwritten, and who knows exactly what they'll look like or what monetization strategies will be developed by walled gardens or others. And indeed, what we've learned as listening to consumers is that the newness of the platform is causing extreme caution when interacting with brands. And so, because it's such a personal device, there's that extra level of privacy concern. And without any rules of the road of how brands may show up, some consumers have negative associations that they carry over from traditional and social advertising where intrusiveness can dominate, and they can be skeptical. But on the upside, there is an interesting tension that we anticipate to further explore between personalization and privacy, because users do expect and can help code in anticipation of their own needs. But it seems pretty clear that they want an opt-in approach that doesn't invade their privacy, but is highly personalized. And of course, that's a very tall order for brands to deliver, but something that's worth exploring and striking the right balance within that tension. And so as we're talking about this with clients, we're talking about strategies to overcome privacy concerns with opt-in functionality and data transparency, working with them to provide a clear reward for giving up data and how consumers could potentially be willing against that prompt, and avoiding the hard sell and instead focusing on more inspiring brand usage experiences that can be developed and derived from other research or data strategies that clients are embarking on. And this is just a little gift, since you're still sitting here, of how to get started today. We're talking about places to start, working around people, not technology, verbing your brand, if possible, can be quite powerful. Reutilizing audio assets. In the days of the migration from to online video, increased budgets with that. We often went back and looked at current existing TV creative, similar dynamic here. And then looking at your brand's own footprint, and is there a tool that your audience already loves that could be extended into a voice user experience environment. So those are little giveaways from a research study that, like I said, will have a shelf life, but thank you for taking it in and happy to chat more about this.